Every holiday has a unique significance and special foods reserved for that day. Today we are going to show you 떡만두국, or rice cake and dumpling soup, which is a must on New Year's Day in Korea. Customarily, Koreans have had 떡만두국 as their first meal on New Year's Day, and they think New Year's Day is not celebrated properly if rice cake soup or rice cake and dumpling soup is not served.
안녕하세요. Hello and welcome to More Than Kimchi. I'm Chung Hwa-young. On New Year's Day, Korean families traditionally prepare rice cake soup early in the morning as an offering to their ancestors. Today, I would like to show you how to prepare 떡만두국, or rice cake and dumpling soup, the first meal of the New Year's Day in Korea. First, let's welcome Mrs. Han Bok-sun, our cooking instructor today.
네,
선생님,
안녕하십니까.
오늘도 감사합니다. 또 와주셔서 감사합니다. Also, I'm happy to have Lona Lynch with us, who will be watching and learning with us as we go along. Hi, Lona.
Hello, nice to be here again.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming again.
Thank you.
So today we're going to make a special soup that Koreans enjoy on New Year's Day. Let's
Right.
first take a look at the things that we need.
Okay.
There, it's a rice cake soup. So we have a rice cake here. It's called 떡, 흰떡, or white cake. So white rice cake over here. And for soup stock, I have beef brisket, green onions, and garlic. For seasonings, I have chopped garlic, chopped onions, and this is 청장. It's a special traditional soy sauce that we use specially for soup.
Right.
And salt and pepper and sesame oil.
Right.
And for dumpling, I'll show you the stuffing for the dumpling. I have kimchi. This is 배추 kimchi. It has to be well fermented red kimchi. For this, so we will use kimchi for
Different
stuffing.
kimchi.
Yes.
Yep.
And beef, tofu, which is tubu, egg, and 표고버섯, which is shiitake
Mushrooms.
and
Yep.
mung bean sprout, which is sukju, and then leek. So
leek.
this would be the ingredients for making stuffing for
The
the
stuffing for
mandus.
the, okay.
Yes,
The
and
mandus.
for mandu skin, you can sometimes buy from store, or you can make fresh, from
Yes.
scratch at home.
I've seen
so
them
I
in the
have
store.
flour, wheat flour.
Right.
And at the last step, we will garnish the soup with the dried red pepper thread and
Alright.
also egg
And
cracks.
egg.
So sometimes Koreans make just rice cake soup or dumpling soup, but today we're gonna make rice cake and dumpling soup. But we're gonna show
Together.
you, yes, first how to make rice cake soup.
Alright.
And also soup stock.
Okay.
네.
음.
그럼 먼저 떡을 한번 보시면은요.
Oh, this is called karet떡,
네.
and this really reminds us all Koreans like it's a New Year's Day.
And you can buy this already like this?
Yes, you can buy two kinds of forms, and these days these are available throughout the year. But especially on New Year's
Okay,
Day
no.
season, you buy this long kind of cylinder shape of a cake, which is karet떡, and then you're going to cut diagonally.
It's very
It's kind of hard, isn't it?
Wow.
And,
이게
Yeah.
yeah.
굳어지면 썰
Yeah.
수가 없거든요.
Right.
그러니까 어저께 만들어 놓은 거가 이렇게 됐는데 다 이렇게 썰어서 얼려뒀다가 이제 보통 때는 쓰게 되죠.
Especially, it's a little hard for you
Very
right now
hard.
to see it. So it's important you buy the fresh made, out of a meal, and then
Right.
you slice before it gets too hard, and then freeze them. That's one good way.
This is very hard to
Very
cut.
little
Yeah.
hard. So
Yeah.
yours is little thicker, but that's okay. And I will show you about this thickness. About
Right.
a quarter-inch would be an ideal thickness. So here we
Okay.
do it. And after you either freeze it, or sometimes you can actually buy that was already sliced. If you do buy them that was already sliced, usually it's kind of hard.
Yes.
Before you make soup, make
just
sure
soak
you
it.
soak it in water. Then
Right.
it softens a little bit.
Right.
네.
Yeah.
떡을 이제
Okay.
해놨으면은요. 그다음 이제 국물을 끓여야
예,
되죠.
예.
이제 고기를 저렇게 통으로 해서
예, 예.
냉수에 씻어서
And for this
넣고.
soup, it's very important to have a real good beef stock.
A good beef.
Yeah, we prefer beef brisket for that part, and then use leek and garlic for a little bit of flavor.
이제 국물이 저렇게
예.
잘 우러나왔으면은요. 기름하고 모든 걸
So once you make a
걷어내야겠죠.
soup stock, it's very important you cook for about over an hour.
An hour or
to
so.
make a slow
Good
cooking. Yes, and then once it's cooled off, you can skim off the fat. And also by using the cheesecloth, you really can have, real tasty, clear
Yes,
beef,
to clear it all
stock.
through. Yes. Yes.
And then the
Yes,
beef stock is
그리고-
already very, tasty. And once it's boiling, what we need to do is we put this rice cake that's already sliced and soaked in
Soaking.
water for a while.
Right.
그러면은 이제 요게 물이 끓고 있는 동안에 위에 고기를 또 썰어놔야 되니까 요거를
So
한번
while water
얇게.
is boiling, we'll just slice those beef that was already cooked. If you can
Just small
slice them,
pieces?
yes.
이렇게 얇게
Yeah.
썰어주세요.
And you are just slicing it against the grain, so that way it makes a nice thin
Very
strip,
nice.
thin slice of the beef.
Okay.
So this we will also
Yeah.
use it in the soup dish.
그다음에 고명을 이제 준비하면 되죠.
And then I introduce your egg crab as a garnish. So what we usually do is we slice very thin strips, and then just a decoration at the top of the meat of the soup. So egg white and egg yolk strips.
Just strips?
Yes, very thin strips, thin strips. And then also we're going to use this red pepper thread. So we have yellow over there, and white and red color as the garnish.
The meat is wonderful and tender now because
Yes.
it's been...
That's right.
so
You're
long.
right.
이제 국물이 끓고 있으면은 여기에다가 흰떡을 넣으세요.
Yeah. So beef stock is boiling. We'll put the rice cake slice that was already soaked in
And they've
water
been
for a
soaking
while.
for a while,
Yes.
yeah. And how long will they be in there now for?
Not too long, but you can just taste it. It depends on really how hard or how soft the slices of rice cake is. If it's not too hard, it doesn't really take that long.
Does
to
it
cook
become quite soft? Because when you're chopping, it's really hard.
Right.
So with it being in here and soaking, it
Oh,
will slowly
definitely,
soften.
yeah.
저기 이제 아마 만두 만든 거를 보죠.
And the mandu stuffing, the dumpling stuffing, we're going to show you how to make dumplings, stuffing later. But first, we'll show you. We made it in advance and steamed it. If you could just pass those dumplings. So when you make rice cake and dumpling soup, we steam the dumpling first. Okay. Lift this way. That'll be easier. So these mandu or dumplings are already steamed.
네, 파를 좀 썰은 걸
So once it's
넣고.
boiling and the rice cakes are becoming very soft, for
Yeah, that's
seasoning,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
you will have green onions and then a
청장을
little bit of
넣어줘요.
청장. And this soy sauce called 청장 is slightly different from regular soy sauce.
I was going to ask
yeah.
you, are there different kind of soy sauces you use for soups? Because I use soy sauce all the time, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's this one.
Right. The
Yeah.
difference is this is slightly lighter color. You can't
Right.
really see very well, but
No,
it's
it looks
slightly lighter than regular, soy sauce and
Yep.
slightly saltier.
Oh,
and when we make soup, we don't really want to make it real brown if you put regular soy sauce. So we
Right.
prefer this one for the slight brown color. But if you're going to use the regular soy sauce, what you can really do is cut down the amount of soy sauce that you want to use and add a little bit of salt. They will just balance nicely the
Right.
color and also the flavor.
네, 그러니까 이 간장을 넣어서 너무 또 진해지면 간을 소금으로 끝간을 맞추시고
Right.
제가 마늘하고 파를 여기다 넣었어요.
Now it's important. We are making white rice cake soup, and we don't want to make the soup too dark. So you really need to adjust the amount of soy sauce. Take a look at because we really like the clear broth.
The clear broth rather than it being quite dark
That's
with
right.
the soy sauce. Okay.
만두를 빚어가지고 여기다 넣고 끓이면 퍼지기 때문에 일단 쪄서 넣으려고 그러죠.
Yeah. And also, we steam the mandu
Mandu.
first. The reason is if you cook the mandu too long in the broth, sometimes they break.
They will open up.
And it gets really messy. So
Yeah.
we want to keep the broth or the stock kind of nice clear. So that's one reason we want to just steam the mandu first. And then
Right.
once you add it, you don't have to cook too long. You just briefly boil. That
Right.
will be the end of this dish.
Yeah,
there.
because they're already
Right.
prepared, aren't they?
Yes. Sometimes I know you can just put the mandu that is not steamed directly. The only thing is sometimes it makes the soup kind of too thick, or the color is kind of milky.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter. You can do either way. But
It's
this
good
is-
to do it beforehand, isn't it? And then put it in there
right,
afterwards, and then you
yes,
don't have to cook
That's
for
right.
so long.
Yeah. So these are mandus already made
Already
and
made.
steamed.
Okay.
But we'll show you later how to make the
Yeah.
stuffing. That will be fun
That'll
for
be
us to
interesting,
make it.
yes.
됐죠? Just one more mandu here. So the 떡만두국 is almost done. It's boiling nicely, and we don't have to boil any longer because the mandu has been already steamed, all
여기다 한
cooked.
번만 후루룩 끓여주면 돼요.
Wow.
Yeah.
예, 달걀을 여기다 이렇게 풀어서 넣어도 돼요. 근데
Looks
오늘은
lovely.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
And we use egg as a garnish. Sometimes we use egg after you beat. It's like egg drop soup. Sometimes we
Right,
use
yes.
that method.
Yes.
But for this soup, we want the really soup kind of nice and clear.
It's a meal, isn't it? Because
It
there's
is,
so much in there.
Oh yes, definitely.
It's a whole meal in
Yes, as
itself.
I mentioned, it's the first meal of the New Year's Day,
Perfect.
which is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
이렇게 하고 이제
That looks
이제
lovely.
이제 고명을 얹어야
Right. And then the
되겠죠.
garnish.
And the meat.
그러면은 여기 고기 좀 얹고요.
So you get your meat.
Yes, and egg
And
strips.
eggs.
And then the dried red pepper threads.
Which looks very much like saffron.
Yes. But if once you taste, you will see
you'll notice it's
dried
not.
red pepper. Yes. So this is mandu, 떡만두국 that we are making for New Year's Day. But first, I would like to show you how to make mandu.
물을 조금 넣고서는
Okay, so a little water.
넣고
This is making from
되죠.
scratch. When you make the skin for mandu, of course, you can always buy from the supermarket, which is the easiest way. And a lot of Korean housewives do these days. They don't really make it.
Yes.
But if you do make it at home, of course, the flavor is very nice. It's like fresh
It's
pasta.
like everything that you make at home.
Yes,
It's much
yeah,
better than
much
if you
better.
buy it.
And the skin definitely is softer.
Right.
You know, you get to enjoy it better.
So you can buy them if you're in a hurry, but
Definitely.
they're better to make at home.
이렇게 해가지고 묻혔더니 지금 이런 덩어리가 돼
Right.
있잖아요.
So the process is very familiar to you, that you mix with salt and
Yes.
water.
Yes.
You make the dough, and then you make it that nice
Roll it.
circle. Yes.
그렇죠.
So once you make the dough, you make a nice about an inch size, the dough, and then you
can
roll it
roll
out.
it out.
Yeah, that's in.
이렇게 해서
Right.
밀대로
And these are prepared.
Right.
밀대로
So
이렇게
this is really fun to do it. If you're willing to do it and it takes some time, should be really
Oh yes,
fun.
great fun to do with children.
Yeah.
근데 조금 얇게 미는 것이
Yeah.
맛있겠죠.
Yeah. And also the thinner, it tastes better.
Better.
It tastes better. Yeah. If you could do it, But with children or if you're with family
yeah.
together, I think just doing together really
It's just
means
fun,
a lot.
yeah.
It's
and
fun.
it is so
그래서
good.
이렇게 이제 다 준비를 해서 밀어놔뒀어요. 마르지 않게 이제 보재기를 좀
Right.
덮어놔뒀고요.
Shall we put it over this
예.
side? And once you made it, it's important to put with the wet cloth.
Oh, to
That
keep
way
them
they don't really
dry.
dry out. So we need to make the stuffing here,
네.
over there.
그다음에는 이제 이 본 재료를
Yeah.
가지고서
Right.
이제 준비된 거예요.
Okay,
So this is the
it's
stuffing I showed you before. This is a kimchi. It's very important for this dish. You use a well-fermented sort of sour kimchi that adds a very nice flavor for this mandu. And this has been chopped and squeeze out the liquid.
Yes, I was going to say there's not so much red liquid there.
No, because
You
you
have to take it out.
squeeze out.
Okay.
Same thing with the tofu. This
And
one is just
steamed.
parboiled bean sprout, 숙주나무,
So
but
this-
it's been parboiled,
Sure.
not long. And then
Yeah.
we'll add a little bit.
A little bit of a crunch.
삶아서
Yes.
꼭
Yeah.
이렇게 다져서 꼭
Right.
짠
Yeah.
거예요.
And that again, you chop him and then squeeze out the water.
See, yeah.
For stuffing of mandu, it's important not to have too much liquid because it gets soggy when you make it. It's hard to make, and when
Yes.
you cook, they tend to break easily. So important you take out the liquid as you make
Yeah,
it.
that's true. Otherwise, it's too much in there.
And then 표고버섯, you
And
add
the mushroom.
rice. And in all these ingredients, you could little choose different ones.
Different ones.
Or, yeah, you don't have to use every ingredients that we are introducing.
And the
here
meat doesn't
today.
have to be cooked
Yeah.
beforehand,
No,
so that's okay.
no. Yeah, and this is beef, but you can also use pork,
Yeah.
and sometimes do prefer chicken too, or you can maybe omit the beef. That would be just fine too.
Yeah.
예, 여기다 이제 양념하시면 되겠어요.
And then
다진 건
seasoning,
넣고.
chopped green onion,
Wow, this sounds
chopped
interesting. All of
garlic.
these
예,
ingredients.
마늘 넣고요.
And for
Garlic.
vegetable, you can also omit kimchi, and you can use chopped zucchini or chopped cabbage. Those are real good substitution.
It's your choice, really. You can just try anything.
Any
can't you?
vegetable that
Anything
you
want.
like, yes.
And you can do without meat and just have
Yeah,
vegetables
yeah,
if you're a
right.
vegetarian.
And also there's a vegetable called puchu, which is like Chinese chives.
Yes.
That's a very good addition too.
후추, 참기름 넣었어요.
So for seasoning, you have pepper, black pepper, and sesame oil, and then a little bit of salt.
그렇죠. 예.
So again, the ingredients you can have your own choice,
As you like,
whichever
yes.
you like. So
이거는 이제-
cabbage is fine, or sometimes you even use radish called mu. That's a good addition too. One of the reasons we are using kimchi for winter time is because we have tons of
You have
kimchi
so
after
much
ginja.
kimchi.
Yeah, and
Yes.
the flavor, the sour flavor, really adds a nice flavor. So
You can use all sorts of kimchi, any kimchi, but long as you take the liquid out.
Yes,
isn't
but
it, really?
cabbage kimchi, which
the
is
best.
called pechu kimchi, is best.
It's the best to use.
And
아까
then
미른 거.
I give you two.
Thank you.
And then we have a stuffing. Use your spoon. So these are homemade skin. It's slightly
nice.
thicker than
Yes.
the store-bought, but definitely the flavor is a lot better.
아주
And
듬뿍
Korean style
넣으세요.
mandu, the more stuffing you put, the better. If you
Okay.
can make it.
Well,
easily.
that's how I would do it, isn't it? Always too much of
Right.
everything.
But the
아주
problem
많이?
is, it's not that simple to put lots of stuffing inside.
듬뿍 넣으세요.
Yeah.
손에다 듬뿍.
Because it wants to burst open.
And Lona, it's easy if you leave the skin on your
On my
palm,
hand.
on your hand.
Oh, Oh, okay.
And then just put the stuffing at the center. So there are different ways, shape that you can do. And one way is, you put the end together and make a round shape.
Okay.
And this shape of mandu is preferred for soup. But if you're gonna make a, roast it, or if you're gonna pan fry it, then the flat regular one is
Yes,
good
because I've
too.
seen the flat
Yes.
regular one.
Okay, so this is how you make mandu. If we can show the 떡만두국 again to our viewers.
Sure.
Yes. So that's how we make 떡만두국. You can either make a rice cake soup or a mandu soup, or together 떡만두국. How did you like today's
Very
recipe?
good, as always.
Yes. I hope you try the stuffing.
I will,
It really is
will.
not that difficult, when you try it at home.
Yes, indeed. Yes. This one looks
That's
fabulous.
good. We'll add a little bit of butter. So this is 떡만두국 we made today. Let's go over the recipe one more time.
Seolnal, or New Year's Day, is much celebrated in Korea as a time for honoring ancestors and for making preparations for a fresh start to the new year. On New Year's Day, Korean families perform ancestral rites for their ancestors very early in the morning. After the ceremony, sons and grandsons in traditional costumes perform seibei, or a New Year's Day bow to their grandparents and parents. And children are given a small amount of allowance called sebeton, with well-wishing remarks. And the whole family enjoys dukkguk, or rice cake soup, together. New Year's foods include shinsano, or fancy hot pot, japchae, or mixed vegetables, tteoksanjuk, or skewered rice cake, and tteokbokki, or thick rice noodle stir-fry. Rice cake is a symbolic food of New Year's Day in Korea, and the process of slicing and cutting rice cakes especially plays an important role for family gatherings, because Koreans think they can enjoy the holiday mood fully while slicing the rice cakes with the family members. For that reason, many Koreans buy rice cakes at tteokmanduguk, or rice mills, and slice them at home, even though rice cake slices are available in most supermarkets these days. Today, let us show you how skewered rice cake and tteokbokki, using rice cake as a symbolic food for New Year's Day as a main ingredient, are made. To make tteoksanjuk, or skewered rice cake, you need to cut the rice cakes into about 7 centimeter lengths and soak them in water until they become soft. After draining the water, season them with a mixture of soy sauce and sesame oil in advance, as it takes a longer time to absorb the sauce than the other ingredients. Put them aside and cut the beef into pencil-wide strips and pound them to be tender. After seasoning the beef strips and green onions, which are cut into the same size as the rice cake pieces, skewer all them, including the rice cake pieces, alternately. Pan fry in a lightly greased pan, basting with the remaining sauce. Cut both ends of the skewers and sprinkle powdered pine nuts to give the dish extra flavor and a touch of class. Tteokbokki, made of rice cake pieces, beef strips, and various vegetables such as shiitake mushrooms, dried zucchini, carrot, and onions, is also popular on New Year's Day. To make it, first cut the rice cakes into about 4 centimeter lengths and soak them in water until they soften. While waiting for them to become tender, stir-fry the seasoned beef strips in a pan and add thin strips of shiitake mushrooms, dried and soaked zucchini, carrot and onion pieces in that order. Pour the beef broth over them and bring them to a boil. Add the rice cake pieces at the last stage and braise until the broth condenses. Before serving, garnish them with white and yellow egg sheets, julienne stone mushrooms, and pine nut powder. Every holiday has its own customs and foods, which heighten the festive mood and the meaning of the day. Most Koreans celebrate New Year's Day by paying their respects to their ancestors, and the whole family share various New Year's foods, including rice cakes, exchanging joyful greetings and well-wishings.
Did you enjoy the story of New Year's Day? Today we made 떡만두국, the first meal of the New Year's Day, and now let's taste it.
Let's taste
yes.
it.
So we have
wonderful.
dumpling and tteok, which is the rice cake.
The rice cake is what I'm interested to try. Because while cutting
Yeah.
it, it was really quite tough.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
But you'll be surprised how soft that is.
Oh, much better.
Yeah, you had a hard time
Oh, it was,
slicing
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's true. Oh, that's much better.
Yeah. You know, one of the reasons we are using, rice cake for New Year's Day because the color white has some sacred meaning.
Oh, really?
And when we offer special food for our ancestors, it's important to use white color food. That's how we started making
Oh,
this soup
yes, I've
for New
heard of
Year's
that.
Day. Yeah.
Offering in something white,
Yeah.
yes.
And one thing you know, in Western countries, you get 1 year older on your birthday. But in Korea, you get 1 year older on the New Year's Day after you have a bowl of rice cake soup.
Oh, after.
After, so we all get 1 year older.
So we'll be a year older after we've
yes,
finished.
not on your
Okay.
birthday.
Wow. Oh, let me just try the meat. I love this. This is lovely.
And the meat is very soft, isn't it?
저렇게 만두를 쪄가지고 따로 이제 저것만 해서
Yeah.
초장에 찍어 먹을 수도
Yeah.
있죠.
And dumpling is such a handy food. You can freeze after you made them. You can steam and serve like that and enjoy with soy sauce in many different ways.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was saying earlier to you, you could actually just have vegetarian ones
Oh,
or ones
yes,
with meat
yeah.
for those that don't
Right,
like
yeah. Do you make dumplings too sometimes?
meat. We do make dumplings. We have like
Oh.
a stew and we use suet and we
Oh.
make dumplings with meat and vegetables and we have a big stew with dumplings.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice.
It seems
Yeah,
that
different
every
to this.
cuisine always have dumpling,
Yeah.
sort of dumpling type of food
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is a winter dumpling. That's why we use kimchi.
But this particular dish is usually for New Year.
For New Year,
Because
yes.
we don't really have a traditional dish.
Oh, is that right?
We would have turkey on Christmas Day,
Oh.
and the day after, which is Boxing Day, we would have turkey again maybe,
Oh,
the
yeah.
leftovers with ham and other things. But for New Year, not really. We
Then
don't
what do you
really-
do on New Year's Day?
We just celebrate with everybody.
Oh,
we just
that's
have a
nice too.
celebration. Yeah, there's nothing really that I could
yeah.
think we eat.
You know, there's a one thing I really
Yeah.
liked. I was really looking forward to when I was a child. Is in Korean custom on New Year's Day, there is a special bow called the sebae. And what Korean kids do is you give this special bow to elder generation, to your parents or to your grandparents, and in return they give you an envelope filled with small cash, small
Oh,
amount of cash.
small cash.
Yes, so
Oh.
that's what all the children are
nice.
looking forward to on New Year's Day.
Oh, that's nice.
So you don't have that kind of
No,
custom?
we have presents on Christmas Day. And maybe New Year we might have
Yeah.
some presents, but not money.
Not
No.
money. Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed today's recipe and the story of how 떡만두국 fits into Korean culture. It's interesting how different countries celebrate the same holiday in different ways. You know the saying, do in Rome as Romans do. In that spirit, I hope you will prepare 떡만두국 at home and experience the tradition of Korean cuisine. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back again with another great recipe. Until then, 안녕히 계세요.